I went to a shopkeeper, young man, who we asked him directions to how to get to maybe some Jewish sites, and he would point to a map. I didn't even have a picture of this. Here's a Jew place. There's a Jew place. And he didn't mean to be, it was his English, but it was like talking about Jews in Poland, in Zamość, like we in the United States would talk about maybe ancient Indian sites. Oh, look, there are cliff dwellings up there. If you go down the road over here near Mesa Verde, there are more. In other words, it was like you were talking about an extinct species, and it was only, of course, some 50 years before. And on the wall here, you see a Jewish star. Okay, and now what that's showing is that there is a Jewish site nearby. And what's so incredible is that it's one of the few cities in Poland where the Nazis did not destroy the synagogues. This is one of the few standing synagogues in Poland. It is an incredible structure. It dates back to the early 1600s. It's Sephardic, actually. It's kind of interesting. Who would have thought Sephardic Jews were in Poland? But apparently they had migrated up that far north, eventually became Ashkenazic, and has a Sephardic design. Of course, I think the Nazis used it as a carpentry shop or a barn they gutted much of the interior, but they didn't destroy the building. After the war, there were no Jews. There were no Jews left. Either they were all killed or they left. Okay, and it became a public library. And I went inside. Well, here's an historical picture. Okay, an historical picture of what it looked like in the 1930s. And you can see the bima here, and you can see it had beautiful vaulted ceilings and so forth. Absolutely impressive. Here it looks the way it looked in 1992. And you can see the library stacks there. And I never understood how they could fit all the Jews of Zamość in this one synagogue. I think there were other prayer houses, but this was the only main synagogue. And you look at the work on the ceiling, and it was falling into disrepair. And what happened just recently, okay, is that money was raised, and in 2011 they restored. There's the restored synagogue, and they redid all the masonry on the outside. Money was given from international groups, breathtaking. And then the inside, look what they did to the inside. It's no longer a library, and it's no longer a synagogue either because there are no Jews. Although apparently, I read online, Jews who are going to visit some of the camps can stop there to pray. So they will let it be used as a synagogue. I think that what they're doing there, the community is using it as a community place, not just for Jews. Obviously, you can't use this for Jews. So the community has a vested interest in it. So they may have a concert there. Or in this case, they have, it looks like it's museum pieces that maybe people from the community had created. But it was so thrilling, getting back to the story of going into the synagogue and realizing that this is where my grandfather and grandmother perhaps were married. This is where my grandfather was bar mitzvahed, perhaps. Or maybe even his father was bar mitzvahed and so forth. And you were sort of walking in this area. The emotions were intense.